3 hours here. So.
I know, man. All right, so here goes the ban phase. Space Station are going to be first ones on board, banning out an offensive operator. It's going to be Maverick, which is pretty much is a given, you know, in server and especially down low in the basement. He's an instant ban. He makes the job so much easier for the attacking team, and why make it easy for him? Get him out the game.
Quintessential for those upstairs takes, so makes the job a lot harder to deal with things like bandit tripwires and other pieces of utility like the mute jammers too. Lion's gonna get banned out. Yeah, we're pretty much back into that meta, so that one's gonna explain itself.
Yep. Defensively, it's gonna be pretty interesting. Maestro Echo gonna be 1 to 2, but I want to see definitely who's gonna be banned alongside one of those operators. The first one is gonna be Echo. So.
Seen a lot more Maestro bans recently. I think I've talked about this quite a bit, about how Echo's actually been left in quite a lot. That's the first Echo ban. It's weird because like the USN bans and the Pro League bans almost like don't match up in this respect, because the Pro League stuff is still following like the general meta. But for this one, like people have been leaving Echo in so much in USN. So that's actually very rare that we see Echo get banned out here.
It's going to be Valkyrie. So just intel denial from bans straight up. Get her out the way, get Echo out the way, and life is going to be so much more easier for you. Make the attacking team, make the defending team work for their intel and their plant denial. So here we are, round number 1. Let's take a look at the operators that are going to be on board. If you had to give a prediction about who's going to come out on top of this game, who would you say is going to win and why?
I think I would probably still go with SSG. But you have to remember that Rise is still like kind of experimenting with this roster a little bit right now as well.
Yes.
With Dot, I think, getting swapped out for another player. I think if Traken is the new one being brought in, right? Or
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody has Rise except him.
So, yeah. So I mean, that would make sense. So Dot recently getting swapped out for him. That's another change. And you could be like, yeah, but, you know, SSG also made a change. You have to remember that, like, Rise also swapped out, like, 1 or 2 other of these guys as well pretty recently. So they're still, like, messing around with their roster quite a bit. And that could lead to some instability in this match. But I think that's just on that alone. That's probably why this one's going to go over to SSG. But we'll see. Things like trading potential and whatnot still could pull into the favor of Rise, as that actually is the way the stat line lines up right now. They technically are a little bit better than things like mid-round trading and whatnot, so we'll see how all that breaks down.
It's pretty unfortunate to watch Rise struggle, especially since they were knocked out of Pro League with relegation and whatnot. But the thing is, watching them bring their team back together and starting to make their comeback is pretty fun to watch. It really is. When we saw them at the Allied Minor, they did better than a lot of people expected. They were actually one of the top teams there. I believe the first day and a half, I believe they start off like, yeah, they played extremely well. They played out of their minds, and we know that these guys they can play with the best of them. They've all been to majors before. They've qualified for a lot of major lands, and they have what it takes. But it's all about execution in the long run, beating teams like Spacestation Gaming, letting them know that you belong in the spot. So here we are, tracking, moving in with the Bearing 9, knocking down that barricaded window before he goes ahead and drones out. He's in gym, he sees nobody here yet. Pretty much just the basics, looking for roamers. Once that's done, they're going to move all the way down to the basement. I don't see any roamers at all.
No, SSG is locked in the site as far as I can tell. Yep, all 5 of them. So they're going to play very deep into the site. This means that obviously, you know, Rise should have plenty of time to get to the site and set up their attack. There's going to be a little bit more work to get to the inside of the site, as they'll quite obviously have a much more active defensive matrix set up on the SSG side of things.
Yeah. And also, it's great to note that Mirror is also going to be in place. So, hey, Thatcher, Habana, and also even England, if needed, are going to be valuable when it comes to dispatching their windows and clearing out those areas behind them.
So they've successfully tricked at least one of these hatches now, as far as I can tell. That second X-Cairo is going onto the ground. She's going to try to blow those up. And yep, yeah, they weren't able to blow up the first one that they attempted to take out. So there you go. Now they're going to be able to at least open that one. So that's going to be the Memorial hatch getting popped open. They don't have the kitchen one open yet, as far as I can tell either, so they're just popping open holes besides that. Yep. Thank you, Marcy.
Marcy was the best. Marcy, if you hear this, we love you. Thanks for the great spectating. But here we are, down to 1 minute and 20 seconds. Moving in closer and closer to the site, Acid is going to go ahead and he sees the Evil Eye. The Evil Eye has been it's been momentarily dispatched due to the Thatcher's EMP. It's been pinged out, so they're going to go ahead and get rid of that because, hey, that's going to be planted out. When they go down for the plant in the default spot, he's going to be able to get some shots behind him. So, you have Tracking still looking through the bars and able to see anybody just yet, so we're now down under 1 minute.
Man, you can really see Rise like struggling to find something to grasp at to start this execute. They are really like running all over the place looking for anything, but I mean, SSG's ready for it. You still got all of their Nitro Cell pool built up here. You've still probably got all 3 Toxic Babes as well. Branch from Chala right there. Thought he was going to get pushed a little bit closer up, so trying to take the gunfight instead. He's going to go for the toss-out. A little bit too obvious for the player on the stairs, though, so he's not going to strike true. Nitro Cell won't get them a kill this time around. Now the execute's begun, primarily because there's no time left. Chala going to try to take the initial fight, but it's Factor instead on the attack that gets the opening pick. He's going to be able to find a second one before Thinking Nate trades out against England, but it hasn't stopped the push onto A. They are planting, and is more than likely not going to get interrupted. Tracking over pushes, though. He goes down, and we're back into a 3v3 as the plant goes onto the ground.
Plant goes down. Folks working on a double kill. He's going to get stopped by Vandal, but Rampy's going to pick one up now. Left in the 1v2. Let's see what Acid has under his sleeve. He's able to get the diffuser down. All he has to do is play patient, make sure. Oh no, but Thinking Nate coming from above. He's going to be able to take Acid out, and the diffuse is there. So Spacestation Gaming picking up the first round. Great hold, great win for them.
Nice little wrap by Thinking Nate there at the end. I believe he went through blue stairs in order to get to that position. So calling on the fact that the push from blue stairs had been demolished, but the push inside of the hatch at the Memorial went great. That went pretty well for Rise. Unfortunately, though, got wrapped on there at the end, and the final 1vx situation still goes over to SSG. So they will just barely take control of the opening round.
You're going to have to give it to Rise. It was extremely hard to get into that site, especially with Mirror being in play and all 3 toxic canisters available for smoke. So the moment they got into the site, it looked really good on their side, especially with Factor picking up a 2K. But everything turned on its head when Thinking Nate was able to get a kill and flank around blue. Once that happened, the round was pretty much done for Spacestation Gaming, with Thinking Nate then rotating over to the hatch above. He was able to pick up the last kill, and that was it. So taking a look at the operators this time around, we're going to move over to CCTV and Cash Room. With Maverick being out of play, bandit tracking is going to be essential. You're going to have to battle not just Thermite, but also Abana. Double hard breach setups is going to be vital when it comes to breaking not through CCTV from balcony, but also into garage. You're going to want to have control of that as well. And garage is going to be harder to hold ever since the map update. The pixel peak that you got from second floor garage is now gone. So you're going to be a bit more vulnerable now.
Well, let's see if SSG can continue the trend here. Obviously with the site change, play is going to be a little bit different from them, but operator lineup has remained relatively similar with just a couple changes to account for the way that the site plays into itself. Meanwhile, on Rise, the same story for the most part for them at this point. They're also going to bring a similar lineup. A lot of hard breach being taken into the fray, and it's needed against this site. A lot of potential hard points to breach into, so the extra hard breach is actually going to provide quite a bit of utility here for Rise.
Tracking immediately moving in. The drone let him know that outside of Kennels, it's wide open. He would have been able to shoot tough, but he had no idea. But, slowly but surely, they're going to move on towards balcony, where you're going to have Thatcher and Thermite work together to go ahead and try to get rid of this wall. But it's going to be all up to Thinking Nate, as he's going to be the direct counter to this. So there goes the first EMP. He's going to blow, and on the left side, there it goes. Thinking Nate able to get rid of one exothermic charge. One more is coming. Thinking Nate has no idea, but there's nothing he could do even if he did know. All thanks to Capital's boat. It cleared out the area, opened it up, and it allowed the charge to go through.
Yeah, either way, both charges being used in the process of that, so can't use it to open up something like Garage. However, Hibana still in play, still can knock those open as well, to have that second angle to the push that you really need on this site in order to get access. Final ADS going to go down here just to provide a little bit more security to the inside of Cash Room. This will be where the defenders pretty much universally have to play into now that they've lost that wall. They can't really just stand in the open inside of CCTV anymore, as that's spelling certain death. Thankfully, they still got an Evil Eye sitting on the inside of it, along with a little bit of extra utility, too.
Utility has helped out Rise Nation so far, but now Capital still has a lot more left. You're still going to have the stun grenades. You're going to have 3, and also 2 smoke boats to get in the site and try to offer in the plant. Yeah, the Habana charges are just going to be gone. Thanks to Thinking Nate and his bandit charges.
I mean, the bandit and even the Kaid tricking that we saw in the last round is going really well for the guys on SSG right now. Like, tricking in general hasn't really been working recently, but in this game, they're
on point.
They've done it 3 or 4 times now, I think.
Yeah. But gameplay is going to slow down just a little bit. We have a minute left in the game. Seems like a little bit is more than enough. And with the frag grenade, it's going to go ahead and get rid of the charge. It's going to be thrown in by Vandal. Hopefully get rid of either the claw or the battery. And it's going to work as Habana is able to get those K-rolls in towards the wall, and they're going to be able to peek down low by going prone.
Oh.
Leaving Fos all by himself.
I think they tricked it again. Yeah. No, not the left one. They did trick the right one, though.
Yeah, TCSG is going to do work if he's able to get that line of sight on him.
He's being a little bit careful to punch hole there from the castle barricade as well, but don't have to worry about that too much. Unless it goes a little crazy with the shotgun there, just try and get rid of the drone. They do know where he's at now, so he's got to be careful when that barricade gets punched through. He's actually going to fall back to the inside of the stairs, play behind the next level of reinforcements. Try to win it out here. Bosco, in the meanwhile, he's ready to make a push because look, we're at 20 seconds left and no one's died yet. Out there gonna go, kills the charge and then picks up the kill against England. Now the rest of the team with no choice left is gonna be forced into the site. A quick little juke and jive there from Tracken, picks up the frag and Thinking Nate Vandal also with a pickup here, and there is just no positioning left, but they still managed to get the plant down ultimately, bringing it into a 3v2. Now a 2v2 as Rampy works his way back up those cash stairs, trying to push back in now. Bosco looking for the retake. Rampy's doing most of the work right now, though, as he's picked up Tracken and leaves everything on to Acid. He's not going to be able to hold on. Bosco takes him out. Space Station with another retake, another defuse. This will put them up at 2-0.
Call it a Space Station sandwich. When you have Rampy on one side and Bosco on the other, I mean, that's rough, man. You have one of the best players in the lobby that you're trying to run away from, and when you go towards Garage and Bosco's sitting there, what are you gonna do? So, hey, great teamwork, great play, great clutch for Space Station Gaming as they now go up 2-0. But Rise Nation, even though time was kind of against them in that final push to put down the diffuser because they went in with literally nothing left. They were able to get the diffuser down, you know, power to them. They were able to slay out, but it was just the power of teamwork, man. Space Station, the boys did it.
Rise even had like pretty good post-plant positions too.
They did.
Which normally in like that type of a situation, you wouldn't really get that because of the rushed nature of the plant. You wouldn't really have time to coordinate it that well. So, I mean, props to Rise again for setting up the execute as well as they did with the low time situation that was put against them. But ultimately, Space Station was a little bit stronger on that retake for the second time in a row.
It was pretty much the patience of Rampy and the timing of Bosco that really worked together. And yeah, taking a look at the stats, everything is pretty much even all around. Still earlier on in the game, it's been only 2 rounds. We're just getting started. But yeah, it was the opportunity presented to Bosco and the patience of Rampy. Once Rampy went up cash stairs, he was wide open for a kill. He was able to pick up 1 kill, but right before that happened, the thing that was vital, coming in from balcony to CCTV, Bosco went towards the front door, shot at C4, was able to pick up a kill on England. Once that happened, they evened the odds just about. It was pretty much a 2v4. Once he got that kill, 2v3 happened, and next thing you know, the GOAT came into play. So, a few of these castle barricades going in, these armored panels are going to hold down Gem. The hatch is open, and with Maverick not being in play, balcony is going to be pretty hard to get rid of, especially with Kaid in play with, I believe, Rampy. Yeah.
Oh, we've got Rise back on the board once again. So far, 2 failed attacks, so they've come very close. The rounds have been won both by defusal at this point, or by counter defusal by Space Station.
Happens to me all the time.
3:51 a.m. by the way. But, yeah, they're going to be able to work their way in here now and start working on the side garage door out on the balcony. So the tricking will once again be an obstacle to this, which, again, another big compliment for Thinking Nate here. Tricking in recent history, at least here on USN, has not been working out too well, but he's doing a great job of it. And it's SSG.
No. England. Hey, look, they're just looking at a bird.
So
you can't kill your man like that. That's the objective player.
Where was the bolt aimed at, is my immediate question following that.
He probably shot it at the roof at a bad angle and it fell on his teammate. Maybe. And another successful trick from Thinking Nate.
Oh, no.
Thinking Nate is 2 for 3 right now. 2 for 3.
And they lost the second thermite charge as well.
No, I believe he's 2 for 2 because the Capital both stopped his 3rd attempt.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 for 2. Man's perfect.
So they've got 2 X-Kairos left, I think. Can we go to Hibana real quick just to see? Oh, no, they used them all. So they got no hard breach left at all now. They might have just lost this round on that alone.
Oh, that's rough.
I didn't think they'd used them all already.
Plan B comes in play. So now a little bit of drone work. And look, there's a player that's waiting right underneath the hatch, and by shooting that drone, yeah, Tracking isn't even going to try it. But peeking in towards Jim right now is pretty much a death wish if you jump in there. Soft destruction down low. Thinking he'll be able to shoot his feet almost immediately. Now moving in towards the minute. Yet another player falls down for Rise Nation. It's going to be England. He's going to join the guy that he killed in the first place.
Still a slow broil here for Rise because they don't really have any other way to play this, unfortunately, right now. They've just got to take it so slowly and hope that they can get gifted with a peek from someone on SSG. But, I mean, SSG, as disciplined as they are, they're not going to give away something like that. Another player going down, the Thatcher, I think, wait, fell off the roof with the diffuser? What is going on this round?
My man's tripped.
To tie his shoelaces better there.
So the gist of this round, 15 seconds left to go. Either you kill yourself or you kill your teammates. So if you're on Rise Nation,
this is Survivor here, right?
Yeah,
And backstabs all over the place. Where's the? To go to like the back camera with the alliances getting formed. And all
this is the trial for Rise Nation. He had to clutch her kick,
and Factor died to the fall damage. So that's a round, I guess.
It's a lot of blunders. So Rise Nation, they lost that round. I'm not sure how, but hopefully they can pick things up next time around.
What a wild ride that was.
It was like you say, yeah, screw it. Eagle it up a joint, yeah.
Sucks to suck, I guess, you know?
Hey, but you know what? The benefit of the doubt, still earlier on in the game, Rise Nation still have a fighting chance with Space Station being up 3-0. Let's do it.
A fighting chance as they capital bolt their teammates
Fight each other.
somehow, and then another guy falls off of the roof, which I still don't know if that was intentional or not, given like the severity of the round.
Mistakes happen.
It's very possible he just walked off, but I highly doubt that.
Fun game so far.
And I really hope Rise wins this now, as we can interview them. Can we just interview Rise like
I want to.
just about this round?
Great guys, by the way. Even though this is happening, like I've said it before the game started, these are still some of the best players in the world.
Yeah, of course.
Mistakes happen, bad rounds happen. Hey, it's esports.
It's fun when fun things happen, you know?
Yeah. I really like Bosco's character skin, by the way.
Who's he on?
The purple leopard print one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Memes all around.
I saw it. It's waiting for us right there.
Yes. There it goes.
No, please don't follow it. We don't need to see that.
Follow it. All right, so here it is. Rise Nation still looking for their chance to win their very first round on attack. They struggled before, team kills and, falling off the buildings. That's behind us now. You're going to have to move forward. You're going to have short-term memory. So here it is, track, and the latest pickup for Rise Nation is going to turn around stock room, moving in the lounge, and he's not going to see anybody just yet. And I believe Space Station are going to be site heavy once again. So pretty much what we saw the first round this time around.
Yeah, SSG playing very close to the chest when it comes to this, and it almost, came back to bite them last time. If the push from Blue had gone a lot better, that round would have gone very easily.
Rise Nation's round.
Yeah, like that round would have very easily gone into Rise Nation's hand if the Blue push killed like one or two more players.
So taking a look at history, if Rise Nation actually hold on to their lead if they have the same type of attack this time around, hey, this round might go to them. The only difference, Charlotte's going to be on Legion.
So Folt's not able to successfully trick that first hatch this time. I think his focus is elsewhere. Yeah, he's on the inside of Arsenal, so he's going to be more focused on like the kitchen hatch.
All right.
He actually doesn't have any of those electric claws left, so they might have already countered it at some point. The hatch is not open, though. It doesn't look like any work was even done on kitchen, so...
Okay, minute, 40 seconds left in the game. Rise Nation slowly but surely moving in. You see tracking on the steps right now. He's going to try to inch his way down, and a little bit of patience. EMP currently being prepped. Acid's going to open up this line of sight, and there was nobody behind this. So, hey, the EMP was used just in case, and by opening that hole, there might be a distraction as he moves in towards the right. If he's going to move in towards the site, he might be able to pick up a kill, but there goes one toxic canister being used, and with the barbed wire being hit, the audio cue is going to let them know exactly where he's coming from.
You're able to hear the barbed getting taken out, of course, so Chala is also going to move into position here now. Bosco still holding the broken wall. Still a minute left as well, so Rise have gotten into this position really early on in the round. That's going to be a lot of pressure working its way on the Space Station. I don't know if they have the utility to hold it off. It's going to be a lot of their fragging power, which starts out well. All credit to them. Able to take out Acid. So far, no response. That's going to change them with Factor.
All right, 4v4, 45 seconds left to go, and here goes the attack. Bosco's going to stand right over a teammate, and with that nice shot, tiny little angle he was able to get, he's able to get the down. Pretty sure he knows it, but that is going to be the objective player. Nobody's going to be around him to even get the pickup.
No easy way to get this res, unfortunately, so Bosco still has to stay focused on the fight, leaving his teammate on the ground. That's Chala that could get res back up. England next to fall, however. You've got a third player also on the ground from Rise as Factor was taken out, thinking they able to find Vandal, but Traken finds a response from that broken wall just behind the church bar. 12 seconds remaining in the round here. Again, Rise are going to be forced into an execute that they can't really commit to, and there you go. Traken, the last man actually standing, goes down. SSG pick up their second round here in the basement.
They're just taking their time and picking them apart one by one. Once that down happened, I believe it was Bosco. It was Bosco or Shala, I forgot. When they got the down on the objective player, just baited him. They baited him. They kept him alive. Yeah. Not sure if that was the plan, but once he was kept alive and, he was ready to be picked up, pretty sure he's telling his teammates, hey, come get me. He's over here making call-outs. But with the shield in place to protect on Bosco, he was able to duck down, dodge the flashbang, and working along with Thinkinade and the rest of his teammates, they were able to clean up all of the rest of the kills. So Spacestation Gaming, they've been perfect so far. Perfect. 4-0. Rise Nation, blunders. Letting go of the first round that they should have won is you have to fight from behind now, from a long way. And Spacestation is the type of team where it's like, okay, you want to keep it close with them because, historically that's what works. But once they get the lead, it's a hard team to come back on, especially when players like Rampy and Thinkinade and Bosco really start to catch heat.
Yeah. And it hasn't been necessarily like a one-sided affair. Obviously, Chala's a little bit cold there at 1 and 2, but even so, like every other player is relatively even within 3 kills of each other. So it's pretty much a team effort right now for SSG. Because it's been way more on their strats, like just the amount of tricking they've been able to pull off that's really messed up Rise's push, especially here.
Yeah.
CCTV Cash and over at Bedroom, like Bedroom obviously being the big one. It's really messed up their ability to take these sites here. So the guys on Rise have been losing quite a few rounds just due to a complete lack of successful utility deployment.
It's really upsetting, though. Like I said, like Rise, they have these great opportunities, but the one thing that Spacestation Gaming, they're just dominant over, Thinkinade, the Fro. As Bandit, he is undefeated. He is the undisputed, the Michael Jordan of Bandit tricking, like hands down.
He's got the timing down.
The timing, he's undefeated. It's the champ. And we're going to see those takes be attempted once more.
Rampy giving us a beat. He's just cleaning up the debris, I think.
Thought he was making a beat.
Yeah, he might have been.
Say Blue, just freestyle your play-by-play now. All right, yo, chill. All right, but here it goes. Rise Nation down 0-4. Let's see if they can make this comeback. Gunfire coming through, and I like this. Same plan as before. Capital shooting a boat, getting rid of Thinkinade and also one of his bandit batteries, which is going to open up the way for the exothermic charge. So that's been taken care of earlier on in the round. Rise Nation learning from their mistakes. So now with the site open up in CCTV, you're going to have Acid, repel up just a tad bit, see if you can get a pick. A little bit of pre-fire coming from England. Nothing's going to come yet. But it looks good for Rise so far.
It has in the past, though, as well, though. That's the thing. A lot of rounds have looked good for Rise. It's coming down to that execute where things often go south. But at least they were able to get the wall open once again. This is where they were able to get really good access to the site last time, but it was on that retake, because that was what SSG were thriving in the early round here, was the retake capability. It's really brought them back into quite a few rounds here.
I agree, and there also has been a lot of presence or just attack coming from Garage, by the way, whenever this site is picked. So, that's one thing to point out that Rise Nation isn't doing, or Space Station's doing a good job at holding it off. But coming from Cash and also Balcony has been the play so far, and currently is working. A few charges coming from Traken. He's going to be able to open up another line of sight in the Cash.
And
you're going to have, 3 people in construction at the moment?
Yeah. A lot of focus on that.
They're stacking.
They need that other angle. So the trip, or the trick kind of works. It does still open the wall person. I don't think she can crawl through it, though. So, and you wouldn't really want to crawl through that kind of a hole. So.
All right, now getting into the nitty-gritty, you have some more boats coming through. That means that Rise Nation, they're primed. They're ready to run in and make a play. Yeah, Foltz buddied up with somebody on Cash stairs. It's going to be Rampy. They're just waiting for the perfect opportunity. They're waiting for this push to happen.
A mirror window is open, so they're probably going to try to use that for an angle.
There's going to be 4 players in Cash. With the grenade in his hand, Rampy's going to fall victim to Factor. That's going to be one good pick for Rise Nation. This could be their round.
Too committed to the trick. He forgot about the kill, so he goes down. That's going to bring us into a 5v4 here. Jaeger still trying to rotate behind these guys, too. He could find a lot of impact, but
Chala can make him play.
Oh, Vandal picking up both of those kills. It's got to be on Chala here to make the rotate back around. Bosco able to find track, and Chala going to try to push his way in, but no, it does not work out. Rise finally make pace with this attacking side. They're able to pick up their first round on the 5th.
There you have it. They played that perfectly, man. Learning from your mistakes, taking your time, and just doing the right thing. Shout out to England. He says, hey, don't even attempt to trick it for Thermite. Let me go ahead, come from the back, shoot out one of those boats, get Thinkinade out the way, open the lineup, and, after that, it was just picks. It was picks for Rise Nation. So if Spacestation wants to counter that next time, maybe you have somebody in construction or bedroom or a roamer around that area to pretty much stop him. You're not getting a lot of traction in Garage, so if you're comfortable holding off that type of defense, fine. But, hey, maybe if you want to counter that, maybe you could have somebody pick England next time he tries that trick. But also heavy... Oh, they're not going to play it again, by the way. Yeah, so ignore what I just said. But, hey, go in the gym and bedroom. Let's see if Rise Nation go ahead and win one more before they swap sides.
Similar side from an execute dynamic, just a little bit different in the way you need to approach it. So, a lot of that could still apply going into this round. We'll see if that'll be the case. Last attacking round for Rise. Last chance for Space Station to really try to cut ahead early here with a potential 5-1 lead. If they can win this one out again.
All right, like I said before, Maverick being taken out, I mean, this is pretty much all of the Thinkinade when it comes to this balcony hard breach. He's been extremely successful. It's taken a lot of utility. Rise Station go ahead and open that up. But Cast Barricade's coming through. He's going to try to block off or just slow down the point of attack when it comes to these windows. I believe Space Station won. Yeah, they won this side. That was when the blunders happened. So we really didn't get to see what Rise Nation wanted to throw at SSG this time around, or vice versa, see if they had a perfect counter. So this is pretty much going to be the first time we see this site really be played.
Let's see once again. If Rise are going to be able to work their way in through the balcony. This was a problem previously. Multiple problems, apparently, last time they attacked this site. Hopefully this time things can be a little bit cleaner for them.
Going live.
Drone coming through. You got a peek of Mirror. You also got a peek of Bandit. It's going to be all about execution at this point now.
Okay, now it's time to see if Capital can shoot his bolt correctly this time.
All right, clearing the way for England. Okay. Yeah, they're currently looking for the claw, see if there's anything out there right now. Yeah, but it's just a battery. This is just wasted time. Still earlier on in the game, but they're playing it smart. They're taking their time. They're making the right play. There it is. Thinkinade. He's going to be out the way.
Nice. Sorry.
Clean breach. We were both holding our breath for that moment.
Not again. Not again. Please not again. Now we just need to make sure we don't get someone walking off a building accidentally, and then we're looking a lot better on the Rise camp.
All right, but the mirror play is still going to be strong from Thinkinade. He's going to be a valuable asset when it comes to this entire hold. You've seen one player on mirror hold this down before when it came to, I believe it was my first cast, and it was Sonics. They held this down extremely well. Space Station can still have that type of gameplay here. They can waste a lot more time for Rise Nation, now coming down to 1 minute and 20 seconds.
20 seconds again. They've stalled out and trying to push their way, and that should be a good nade, though. Not going to be enough, though. A little bit too far away from Thinkinade, so he survives the encounter, but I want to get burned into a corner. Oh, he's got such a tiny window. Is the nade going to be close enough? I think the shower saved his life.
It went right over his afro. Barely missed him.
How is he still alive right now? He's going to be able to tripwire the wall. They won't be able to breach their way passes. They can try to go through the soft wall. Looks like they're going to try to do exactly that, but obviously Thinkingade's going to be able to take a fight on that one. Wall gets breached, but Vandal instead is going to end up going down. 45 seconds remaining. C4 going to work its way out. No dice. Not going to connect, and he'll be flashed out, forced into a corner.
So this is where all the attacks is going to happen now. Still playing the chess game against Thinkinade. Thinkinade was able to pick up one kill, and working on the second. The flashbang comes in. Thinkinade has to turn his head, and two players, they're going to run by hallway. So this can be big. Tracken's able to pick up a kill. Acid picking up yet a second. It's going to be a 4v2 for Rise Nation. They're going to pick up their second win so far this half. Another player goes down, which is going to be even better for Rise. It's going to be all up to Rampy. Seen him do it before. Found himself in a 1v1. The TCSG. Too strong, and he gets the second! Tracken gets absolutely bodied. But moving around towards the other side of bedroom. He's looking to pick up yet his third kill. He's able to get it! This is going to be it. Can he get the clutch? No! Acid ends the dream of Rampy getting the clutch. And Rise Nation picks up yet their second win in a row. Things are starting to look up now.
I was so close there, though.
My heart was pounding.
Whew. Shows the power of that shotgun, though. Which, that's a shotgun, by the way. I found that out recently. That is a shotgun.
Rampy almost made an insane play, but Rise Nation held it down.
Really smart plays too, right? Because
Yeah.
if you missed it in the middle of that clutch attempt, he throws the electric claw down on the mirror window because he knows someone from the other team is in bathroom.
Yes.
So he throws the electric claw on the window because no longer can that player just hug the wall and use it to peek around the corner anymore. Now they've got to back up a little bit. That forced him into the open. That's how he was able to get that fourth kill, or third kill, I think. And then off of that, obviously brought it down to the 1v1, which so close to winning. He had the right intel. He had the right angle. Just ultimately, just didn't win that final 1v1 at the end of the day.
It was unfortunate, man. Rampy had the cursor on his head. All he had to do was just click the button. Your pointing finger was just a millisecond too slow. That was it. If you clutched that, I would have flipped this big desk over and lost my mind.
But you could do that? I think his desk is pretty heavy.
I mean, I worked out, so I'm kind of sore, but I think so. But still, though, we've been talking a lot about Spacestation Gaming, and, rightfully so. Rise Nation picking up 2 wins in a row. They're starting to attack. They were attacking those sites perfectly the last 2 rounds. Unfortunately, it came a little bit too late, but still, it's better than nothing.
Which, again, credit to Rise for all the BS they had to deal with getting into the site in that last round.
Yeah.
Still managed to make it work. So
yeah, you're right.
Especially just Thinking Nade, right? Because Thinking Nade did a really fantastic job of delaying for a good almost minute, I would say, after they got the initial wall open on balcony.
I agree.
But past that, even really without utility usage, was just able to take good positioning, really smart heads-up play and avoiding things like the asphyxiation bolt and the nades that were getting chucked at him. Stayed alive for so long and even went 1 for 1 at the end of the day. But still, Rise able to push past that, get really clean entries once they took care of Thinking Nade, and then other than that, make their way onto the site, minus the clutch attempt with relative ease.
The difference maker there was it wasn't just fighting Thinking Nade, it was that flashbang. Thinking Nade was not trying to lose a fight at all, holding down Bathroom behind that mirror window. Once that flashbang came, it forced Thinking Nade to pretty much run into a corner and close his eyes. Once that happened, 2 players ran down the hallway, and that's for Track, and I believe Vandal picked up a kill, and next thing you know, that was all she wrote for Spacestation Gaming. But moving in slowly, looking over blue. Not able to see a player yet, and Rampy's going to drone out just a tad bit. But Bosco, he's trying to get Branch to think of action with Ash.
Bosco's still working his way forward here now. He's going to get a good amount of intel, actually. Knows the castle is hiding on, or not the castle, excuse me. Knows he's got 1 player hiding on the inside of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Besides this, should have intel on at least 1 or 2 more players as well.
The shield play is going to make it extremely hard. If you do wind up going into blue, I mean, you're pretty much walking into a death trap. You're going to be stuck there. The shield play is going to allow, a player on Rise Nation to just rise up and just pre-fire until they're able to get a kill. It's going to require, a lot of skill and just great aim. But slowly but surely, a few skeleton keys going down in kitchen, trying to see if they can peek and find a pick. So far, nothing yet. There it goes. The shield is been taken care of. Great rotation coming from the Ash player. It's going to be, Bosco.
50 seconds remaining here. They're trying to scout for intel through the hole here. Not finding the easiest route to do that with.
A lot of time being burned, by the way. But now, this is where they're going to start moving in. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, Rampy.
Dude, do you see how low he got on the first one?
Yes.
It's amazing he was still alive after that.
Yeah, the frag hit him in his forehead, and he still had like a sliver of health left. It's going to be all up to Space Station. This is where the attack is going to be. You have toxic gas coming in currently over in Memorial Room. Shala currently prone. Vandal kills his teammate Tracking. Fultz picks up 1 as well. Space Station, all 5 players alive.
13 seconds left, though. That's still a big problem for them. They're going to work their way in. Thankfully, Church is just open for the taking. So they're going to be able to walk in, get a relatively easy plant here as long as no one does anything crazy, which Factor borderlining on crazy right there. But Bosco takes care of it, and Space Station will pick up round number 7.
Factor, essentially, he had a 2K. He had a 2K. He just didn't finish. The first player that was prone, he pretty much, did a little dip and dive and put in a few shots, barely missed his head, got some health down. wasn't able to pick up the kill. He ran into blue for cover. When he ran into blue, he didn't expect another player to be running out towards Armory. When that happened, he had the first shot, couldn't finish, ran around the generator, lost that gunfight, and Space Station picked up their 5th round. They're going to need 2 more rounds now in order to go against the temp number.
All right, very, very close indeed. A solid start on the attacking side. They're going to have to do it again, though, as it's looking like Rise Nation will go back to the basement to reattempt it. 6 picking a Jaeger into the fray as well, which is interesting. Don't normally see Jaeger 6 picked in, but
yeah,
probably not going to be too effective at hiding much. But
one thing I do want to talk about on Space Station Gaming's adjustments mid-game. I mean, it's the small things that count. Bosco running in to utilize, that breaching charge from Ash to get rid of his shield to make the attack that much easier going into blue. Because without that rotate, just without that simple call out, the small things, it was going to be extremely hard to get that take from blue, which allows Space Station to pretty much swarm the site. So the communications are on point, the rotations are on point. I love the overall teamwork that Space Station Gaming currently have. We saw their struggles, it was extremely sad to watch, but Fultz is starting to fit in extremely well. Bosco is continuing to be one of the greatest out there, and they're playing like a team. This is a Space Station Gaming that we've been waiting to see for a while now.
All right, let's see if SSG can carry this through all the way to the finish line. Rise Nation really pits them off in the first round, at least when it comes to time. They do a great job of delaying, just like SSG were doing on their own defensive half. But still need to do a little bit of work. Trade potential, not where it needs to be right now. Unfortunately, falling short when the execute did happen. Open the gates for SSG at the end of that last round.
All right, and already Rampy to God, taking out England. No revenge this round. He's going to send the graveyard, so that's going to be Legion out of play. Really good roamer that's going to have a lot of intel and just damage. A lot of utility to slow down the attack. You take him out the game early. Great kill from Rampy off the bat.
Yep, that's only like probably 2 or 3 goo mines down at this point. And that's if he was throwing them down as he got the cooldown ticks. So
that's rough. And especially with England going down this early, he's a really good player. Obviously he's here. But I mean, he's just really important for whatever roster he's on. We've seen him. But Bosco throwing out a flashbang. Almost got his head taken off. Luckily he has a drone down there to see who's going to be in blue. And that head peeking out to the left. Not sure if he's going to see it, but he should momentarily. A few EMPs going off. Is Space Station going to open up more ways into the site. Little breach charges going off here and there. And folks, this job is done.
Same general strategy here from SSG as well, not really changing up the pace, so this should be a chance for Rise to put a stop to it, but losing that first player is in the greatest start. However, Traken able to put one back against them as he takes out Rampy this time when he attempts to push his way down those main stairs. They got killed through the hatch. Here's the attempt to refrag it, though.
Oh, he's trying it. Bosco wants it. Rampy showing some love in the chat, saying nice shot, and great sportsmanship is Space Station Gaming. They're looking to win their 6th round right now. But still Bosco, he wants this and Bosco gets it! Traken tries him. And he failed. Bosco getting a headshot, still holding down that angle. No one's gonna try it. He's gonna go ahead and rotate up and he's gonna try to get a shot from up top now. As now, there's less than a minute for this attack for Space Station Gaming.
So their hatch breach attempt, I'm pretty sure, just got tricked. By the way, they've got blue hatch open at least to play with, and that's probably going to become their main angle to push. I'm not sure what else they were able to pop open in the meantime, but they really do not have the luxury of time to attempt to do that with anything else anymore here. Maybe one more attempt to get a hatch open. They'll get eyes on the Jaeger. Bosco really dancing with death there. Hypothesizing if he can go down the hatch. Chala, though, a soft breach potential opens up a possibility to easily kill Vandal. And also, Factor just going to get caught. Got pinched without even realizing it. So he's going to go down. And there you go. SSG clean up.
And you know what? Even though SSG, they're up by a lot right now, it's just the unfortunate kills that are happening. The early pick on England, Bosco's patience that I didn't expect him to hold that angle for that long to get that headshot. It's just an unfortunate timing. Rise Nation, you take a look at some of these rounds that they lost. They should have won some of these rounds. They were able to hold off SSG so long whenever they were on defense, and it's unfortunate. It's the small things, the execution. It's the last 30 seconds of the round that's really getting them. But in the last round, it was, the first 10 seconds that also hurt as well. So hopefully they can pick things up. This is now going to be match point for Space Station Gaming. Take a look at it. The last time you might see the operators be chosen for Rise Nation. Let's see if this is going to be the right setup for them on defense. We're going to go over to CCTV and also Cash. Vandal is going to be sitting along with Maestro. He's going to be donning smoke himself. Forgot to mention that. Two great operators when it comes to anchoring down defense, and this is it, man. If their roamers go down, you're going to have to pin it on their shoulders. They're going to have to be extremely valuable. But, hey, they had a great time attacking this site whenever they were on attack, obviously. But, you know, with the tricks of the trade that they showed in the last 2 rounds that they won against SSG, you know, be mindful that they're going to watch for those tricks as well. You know, Capital being chosen with Rampy. They know that, you know, that trick might be used against them. I hope that they watch that, and hopefully the bandit tricking coming from Tracken is going to be on par with Thinkinades.
Well, let's get into it here and see if SSG can complete the loop. Pick up one final round that's needed here. Claim victory over Rise to knock them out. Push them into our final matchup. Go up against attempt number. To get into this once again. See how Space Station approached the early round. Just like before, a little bit of presence heading over to blue relatively early on here to watch out for that. But that's more so just to counter out any pushing presence.
All right, this is it. Rise Nation is all or nothing right now, baby. Let's see if they have it in them. Immediately, the G360, they're going to be aimed in. And take a look at the stats. Bosco on top and Thinkinade going off as well, 9 and 3. Let's see if they have an answer.
Lights out.
It's working their way in. Again, first bolt's going to work their way over onto some of the hard walls they are trying to get open early on, and they're going to be able to accomplish that. At least one wall getting popped open there, and it is going to be just outside of the site. Big obstacles already been left over. We're only a minute into the round.
Drone's ready.
So good progress being made here by SSG. That's what we've come to expect, though.
Breach has gone through as clean and successful. Bosco utilizing one of those stun grenades. I guess to pretty much, you know, clear out the site as he was able to jump down. But on Repel, he's going to inch his way up, see if he can go ahead and get a headshot or two, maybe a pick. Rampy definitely knows this player down low in bottom garage. They have a drone in there, currently scouting everybody. You see the ping coming through. With a little bit more drone work, they're not going to be too aggressive just yet. You don't want to blow it all early. Patience is everything at the moment. And there it is. Asis going to go ahead and get the headshot on Thinkinade, but Rampy's bolt is going to take care of Asis, so that's going to be the refrag.
No other attempts to try and jump out and get into the fight too much just yet. Essentially just a one-for-one exchange. Now that they've got Garage, they get a drone through and check out what's going on inside of CCTV and the actual cash room in order to justify the rest of their push here. Minute and 8 seconds left. Chala's still hunting, hoping someone's going to try to peek him from the inside.
But look at the patience that they currently have. Space Station, they're in no rush to take this site right now. All of the drone work coming in, they're slowly moving into the site without having any shots coming their way. But it's going to be Shala. He's going to be the aggressor right now. He's going to be going to top garage. He might be able to get a pick if he plays his cards right. Little remote breaching charge, but aimed in. Cash Stairs is a player ready and waiting. Shala might be able to make a huge play if he peeks up, but 30 seconds left to go. This is going to be it. All up to Rise Nation.
Micro smokes in. There's the Toxic Vape to stop it. He's going to work his way over towards the window, though, so he can quickly hop out and try to escape this once the plant actually goes down. Factor has been able to pick off one of them. No one else, though, and I don't think they've been able to stop the plant. Rampy as well catches the run out. Fuse goes down. That means he can jump out the window. He'll remain safe for probably the rest of the round here. And that is now a very difficult situation that Rise can come back from, especially considering how low some of their players are. There's the start of it, though. Vandal finding Rampy. Bosco immediately trading once again onto Tracken. Leaves Rise with just 2 players left standing. Not really any positions they can use to retake this with either. So this is looking very, very bleak indeed for the guys on Rise. They have to make a push back in over half of their time now used up, looking for any positions they can try to strangle together here. Again, even hard pings going against them. That's going to lead into an easy pick for Chala when England tries to push his way back in from garage. The last push unsuccessful as well. Bosco finishes it off, and Space Station close out 7-2 overall in the matchup, taking out Rise from the bracket and moving them on into the finals.
That character skin cracks me up every single time, but congratulations to Space Station Gaming. There you have it. No ties allowed this game. They pulled out the win, but Rise Nation, heartbreaking defeat, man. There were so many slip-ups on rounds that they should have definitely won. Take a look at the stats. Bosco and Rampy, the 2 guys involved in the Space Station sandwich earlier on in the first half. They're on top, 10 kills apiece. And Space Station Gaming, as we've said before, they're going to be victorious. Rise Nation, we've seen them in these qualifiers, and they've been falling short every single time. But the good thing is we've seen them do better, even though they did have those Mimi slip-ups.
Yeah, round 3, man. What the heck happened there?
I don't know. It was funny. It was funny. The chat loved it.
Oh, I hope they did.
The chat loved it.
Not going to see that again for a while, that's for sure. If you missed it, they team killed one of their own teammates. We'll probably have it on replay here at some point, by the way. But you can see the lineup. It started out incredibly close, right? First 2 rounds, they go down to the wire. Rise is even able to get a plant onto the ground in both of those rounds, but it immediately gets diffused by the members of SSG. Really strong retakes in the first 2 rounds. Then things started to get a little bit bleaker for Rise. Over the next 2 rounds, kind of complete failure when it came to utility usage, so got blocked out of both the sites they tried from that point forward. Started to rebound a little bit towards the end of the half, but overall, still not much of a match, unfortunately, there in that first half.
And it was almost as if they got the hot hand a little too late when the game was already cold. Great play by Thinkinade right there. That was a game-changing play. But they got hot when it was already cold out there. Like, it was too late. So, you have the blunders, you have the slip-ups, you have the, not going to say chokes, but, you lose rounds that were in your favor. And, yeah, it was unfortunate, but then the last 2 rounds of the first half, you win it outright. It wasn't even a challenge. You guys manhandled Spacestation game. You dominated them. We're going to need to see that from the beginning on. You don't want to wait too late to be able to do that, because if they play like that throughout the entirety of defense, oh, no, they were on attack. You play like that throughout the entirety of being on attack, who knows what the result would have been ultimately. You would have been in the lead against Spacestation Gaming. But they fell early, they fell hard, they were unable to pick themselves back. They were unable to rise up and come back against the Space Boys.
And there you see the pivotal moment of the match to a certain extent. Of course, I don't think we got the player dropping off, but there's a good play from Thinkinade again. Really heads up stuff from him as he was able to delay for as long as he was. Unfortunately, his team didn't end up closing out on the round, but had a fantastic hold right there and delayed a good minute or 2 off the clock. This clutch attempt from Rampy, by the way. Let's just watch this one more time.
This is beautiful. I wish I could play this good.
There's that electric claw. Look, that's going to force him into a corner in the bathroom. He knows he can only be in certain positions from that point forward. So really heads up stuff, but so close on that final duel. Just needed to be an instant headshot, and unfortunately didn't have the lineup for it.
I'm kind of mad that Factor clutched it out for his team. But he stopped the clutch from Rampy. I wanted to see the clutch. That would have been a phenomenal clutch. But yeah, man, just like I said before, Rise Nation, they were on top for the first round. They should have won the first round. They lost it, and like I said, they just got too hot when it was too late. Hopefully we see them July 6th in the qualifiers, and they make their way here again. I would love to see this team at LAN.
Yeah,
they deserve it. They deserve it. Despite what we saw with the slip-ups and all, they deserve it. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have an interview. I wonder who's going to be on Spacestation. I'm kind of excited. Let's see. Lycan, how's it going, man?
Yeah, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm happy to talk to you. Good to see you. Congratulations on your win. Previously, USN, we've noticed that the teamwork and just the overall play with Spacestation Gaming wasn't really up to par. It wasn't to our standards of what we believe you guys are capable of. How much improvement have you seen when it comes to just gelled chemistry and teamwork over the last few weeks?
Yeah, it's been night and day, really. We actually spent a day. We did all 7 maps in a scrim. We scrimmed 2 different teams, which we don't usually do. But when you're not playing well, you got to put in the extra time. So comms are night and day from last week. We did some role swaps too, and we're kind of moving everyone along. And everyone's kind of gelling together, so that was our big problem.
I love to hear that, man. I have a question. So I'm pretty sure you watched this entire game. How did you feel about the round 3 slip-ups when the team kills and the player falling off the building?
Yeah, well, no, what they were trying to do was really smart. I've not seen someone try to do that. But that's back to year 1 mistakes. If people remember, you used to have to try to throw a grenade over top of the church wall, but if it bounced in it and then came back at you, it would kill your thermite.
Oh.
So what they were trying to do is they were trying to fire in a pixel and then drop it on Thinkinade.
Okay.
But the fire went on the other side of the wall. So while Acid was trying to put the wall up, he got TK'd.
Right.
So
no, that was pretty unfortunate. So you guys are going to be in the finals. You guys weren't able to make it in the past. This time around, you're going to go against attempt number, some familiar faces to everybody out there. You're going to have Benji and everybody. We're not going to see Vaughn and Billboard. When it comes to this matchup, who do you have your eye on? Who really fears you guys the most? Or is it a team effort coming from attempted numbers?
It's kind of just make sure that we do what we do, and we'll be fine. We're really confident against those players. Specifically, we've played them a lot of times. We played them in the Vegas, most of them in the Vegas Minor too. So it's mostly just about making sure we handle our business.
All right, Lycan, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. You know I love you, man.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say to all the Space Station fans out there before we go?
2 in a row. Let's go, baby.
All right, let's get it. I'll see you after the game if you guys win. All right? Good talking to you.
All right, thanks, man.
All right. So there you have it. The coach for Space Station Gaming, by the way, if you guys didn't know, now you know.
Yeah. That's Lycan. All right, guys. Well, it's time to show you our MVPs and talk about who we thought was the top player from the match. And mine's going to be an interesting one. It's Thinking Nade. He actually wasn't at the top of the scoreboard, but he had some really unique plays, like the amount of times he was able to successfully trick and things like that. Still had like a good record overall, too. And you look at the stats, 9 and 4, plus 5, 78% cost. Obviously, not really expecting much on the entry side of things, but still, it was the constant utility denial that he had throughout the course of this match, especially obviously on defense, that really played it for me. He, almost single-handedly won the round, or, played a major part in denying access, which led to his team winning the round on, 2 or 3 different occasions.
I don't like the fact that the producer asks you for your MVP pick first, because you always
I just tell him. I just tell him on the last round.
It's so unfair. I believe my first was Thinking Nade, and my second was Bosco. You're going to have to give it to Bosco. Did we get it right? Maybe no? Okay.
The graphic didn't pop
I
up.
called Thinking Nade again. Okay. So Bosco was my MVP, mostly because he's a tank, man. Like, when you take a look at Bosco as a player, okay, Rampy has the cute clutches, Thinking Nade has the flashy plays, but Bosco to me is like the guy who plays perfect. He does everything right. He's like, Tim Duncan, but better looking. You love to see it. And he does everything right. So Bosco is my MVP pick for this matchup.
All right, guys. Well, that is... Oh, no, we got team stats, too. We take a look at that. Actually, besides the outright kills, pretty close at the end of the day, right? We look at...
I would say so.
Yeah, I mean, opening kills relatively similar, clutches pretty similar, plants almost identical to each other. In fact, Rise had more. It's just in the kills department ultimately, and that comes back to the fact that SSG were better in the clutch for a lot of the time. When it came to things like retakes and whatnot, it still kept a large part of their team alive. Had pretty safe rounds, especially on defense, and ultimately were able to push ahead as a result of that.
Looking at the kills, with it being such a drastic difference, 14 kills, I want to see which rounds Space Station really pulled apart when it came to how many players were alive when they won the rounds. I think that'll be an extremely interesting stat. So, Siege.GG.
Look into that one for the future. But for now, guys, we are going to cut it to a very short break. Do stick with us as our final match of the day is still coming up, and it's coming